Welcome to the scariest show ever. Scariest stories with me, Anthony. Alright, this is a scary story I made up. None of these things are true, or are they? This is a Disney cartoon called The Boy Who Never Sees Tomorrow. As a kid, I loved Disney cartoons. I even sent fan mail letters to them, hoping I would get something in return. And once in the mail, I had a package. I opened the package, and there was a tape that says, "The Boy Who Never Sees Tomorrow." Alright. I put it in, hoping that it is a story, like with a happy ending, or a story with not such a happy ending, but that can be magical, but it wasn't. It started off with the boy who was wearing orphanage clothes. He was obviously an orphanage. A mean old lady tells the boy to go in his room, which he says, "But why?" She replies to her, "If you don't, he'll catch you, and if you do, he won't. Maybe." The boy didn't believe those stories, so he went up to the stairs, and he kept on walking. This type of video, it was long. It was showing bunches of beds, just to where the beds, bunches of them, like in rows, and you could see that one of the kids were underneath the bed, but there was blood underneath it with them. Or I thought it was, because the thing was in black and white. And as the boy kept on walking, he passed another orphanage boy who was sitting in the fetal position, crying, "He's coming, he's coming, he's coming." And he wouldn't stop shaking. So the boy went to his bed. He fell asleep. And supposedly, I wasn't sure if this was a dream or not. So the boy's walking to a church, to what looks like a father figure and a mother figure. These must have been his real parents, because they looked almost like him. At this point, I thought it was really starting to get nice, and I was wrong. They went inside the church, and they sat down on one of the chairs, and the man started reading pages from the Bible, and he says, "Is anyone ready for the baptism?" The mother raises their hand and says, "I will." And as she does it, he puts dabs of water over her head, and he goes, "The blood of Christ, in God's holy name." And so, the little mother says, "I think I'm clean now. I think my sins are clean now, my Lord." And he says, "Not yet." Forcefully, he pushed her head down into the pool. She was choking, but everyone was saying this was just a great day, standing there watching the baby to cry and weep.
And when the mother was struggling, stopped, the father went up. And the priest looks at him and says, "Are you ready?" And she goes, "Yes." And the priest then pulls out
4 daggers. And the father stands in front of the cross, and he stabs his hands, bolting them and his feet to the cross. The father sits there and smiles while he bleeds, and the boy screams in fear, and there's nothing no one can do. He couldn't do anything. The boy felt trapped, suffocated. And while people started to line up, and he says, "We shall clean our sins in this man's blood." And so, the priest rips the father's stomach open. The blood starts to pour out all over. He fills up a goblet with it, and the people come near to sip it, while the boy is sitting there cowering in fear while people drink his own father's blood. The boy then wakes up. But he notices something different. Somebody carved on the wooden walls of the orphanage that you can't know the truth. The boy was scared. Not knowing what to do, he crawled down. It was night. He'd woken up late. He starts walking down the stairs. And what he saw next was something that no child should see.
They're forcing them. Don't worry. I'll get to them before anything happens. Okay. Hurry!
The old woman who told the boy to go upstairs was down. Her stomach was cut open wide with the blood spilled everywhere. And when the boy saw something, the eyes of a red glowing demon, a monster with limbs longer than anything he sees, fingers that stretch, and its smile, its crooked smile that looked deep into the eyes of all the innocence of every child. The thing was so hard to see that he could only see his blood glowing eyes and his fingers. The thing started to speak. "You can't know the truth." The boy starts, and then this is where it gets weird. The boy then starts to cry. He starts to lay down and bowing down to the creature. The creature then smiles again, and it lifts the boy up. And as I thought this tape couldn't get any worse, my parents, I heard a room upstairs, and that's when the tape shut off in static. I ran upstairs as fast as I could, and what I saw was my father and mother stapled to the wall in a crucifixion form, and their stomachs were cut open. And I was then sent to an orphanage where people for foster home from foster home were taking me.
What's that timer say?
And then,
Oh,
2.
2 minutes.
and that was the end. So, that was my story I made by myself. And, you know, hope y'all enjoyed it. And I'm Anthony. If you like this, like the video, please like and subscribe. I really could use the help. And love you. And bye.